This is a critique for Oscar Salcedo. He's doing it for a painting contest. So basically, this is the critique. Okay, so there's a couple things that I'm looking at right off the bat. The intended purpose of it is not very clear, and what I mean by the intended purpose is you've got a lot of like different things going on here, and I almost see like let's go here. So I almost see like a dragon's tail come up this way, and here's the spines and stuff like that. And I see the reverse of that, which on is you see the spines on the interior here, but I don't see a head of it, and so that kind of makes it feel awkward. The other thing is right off the bat is I see here the hand almost goes through the shoulder, and so the proportion of that doesn't feel very well. I don't know. It feels like it's underwater because of the color temperature and stuff, but on the other aspect, it kind of feels weird because there's no light going on. So in all, there's a couple things that need to be kind of solved with this. The first thing that I would say would need to be solved is this arm needs to come up here, and it would be something like this, with the hand grabbing around her throat, like so. That's the first fix that I would say. Her knife is, because it looks like it's got water on it, so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's underground, above ground. I would add bubbles in here if it's above or if it's underground. But the knife needs to be better defined. And when you grab a knife, you don't grab up by the pommel. You actually grab by the hilt. So move the hilt up and put the pommel up. The reason is that it's a balance thing. These here have no shape and form, and they need some form going on with them. So that needs to be adjusted too. And then you kind of have the same thing going on here, but again, it's got no shape and form. So, these are the issues that I see from a visual standpoint. The lighting kind of feels awkward. There's a lot of like little issues that I would go in and solve. So if I were kind of to revamp this, what I would say is you need to fix the shoulder quick. So I would just do something like this. All right, so if this is my shoulder, oops. I would add this, and I'll just kind of clone stamp this in here. And then if this is her shoulder here, it looks kind of awkward. So maybe go in and start brushing the darks in there. And then let's grab some of these light tones here and kind of make it adjust accordingly here. And start adding in some light values here. Now the light is a big thing because what you've got, just merge this down. So light is a big thing because what you've got here going on is there's no like highlights on her arm to kind of bring that out, and like so, and then there would be kind of highlights here as well, and something like that. And then I would say, honestly, what I would do is I would grab her arm here and bringing this up here and over, and then let's actually fix that like this, and then I would almost, because her torso is really long too, let's take her torso, her chest area here, and I would bring that up like so, and kind of continue maybe even add a little bit of a highlight there. Let's get rid of this. And so moving this up here, blending this in underneath, that's going to shape her torso in a little bit better, proportion-wise, and that's going to give it a little bit of separation. And then what you can do is add some of this dark here on her breast, and that would be shadow area. And because the light's going down, I would add some shadow area like that as well. But you essentially want to have this. You essentially want to have this over the torso here, and then, like I said, give these light and form. So, like these here, start by brightening up the things that really kind of give it shape and form, because otherwise they just look like flat ribbons. And by doing that, you're giving it more shape and form here, like so. Because even if they're out of lightning or whatever you have them out of, they still got depth to it. And then make sure you get the right shadow information. And like I said, get that information in there first. Like I said, her neck's long and stuff like that. But fixing those errors starts giving it a little bit more dimension. And then figure out what you're doing with this other aspect, because like I said, this looks like a washed out sword, so you have a tangent here. If you're going to do the blade, put the blade as bright and so it separates from the background. Um, and those are the base things that I would tell you to go off of right off the bat. All right.